gosh, what do I see in front of me? Road to Terra Museum, that could only mean one thing. A little bit of Gone with the Wind today. Well, I'd say I think we found our place. When you have a gigantic, and I do mean gigantic, mural of Scarlett O'Hara saying fiddle-dee-dee, you know that you are somewhere that appreciates Gone with the Wind still. In my opinion, my humble opinion, the greatest cinematic movie I've ever seen as far as visually and everything. I think it's really well done movie. And today we get to see a museum in the old Jonesboro train depot dedicated to it called the Road to Terra. Now about 2 years ago, my mom and I did a road trip through Georgia, and we got to stop through here and meet Peter Bonner, who is a historian on Gone with the Wind, and he was the man that was in charge for years of trying to put the facade back together. Now when we met him, he was showing the facade for the very last time because they were auctioning it, and we were all sad, but it was nice to see it. So if you want to see that, go look up my vlog on the Terra facade or the true stories of Gone with the Wind. I made 2 vlogs with Peter. And the facade was sold, but the good news is that the facade, I believe, was sold to this place, and I hope they have plans for it. Ever since we came out here, met Peter, and he told us about this museum, I've wanted to come here, so today should be a lot of fun. And some musical history here in Jonesboro. And of course, if it has anything to do with Gone with the Wind, it means it's also tied into the Civil War. This is part of the Civil War Trail. Even the tow truck's named after Terra. Here you can see this is part of Clayton County, Georgia's Welcome Center as well. And you can see, now that it's reopened, they have new exhibits honoring Hattie McDaniel and Butterfly McQueen. Alright, as we begin, you can see, as soon as we walk in, there's fitting photos of costumes that Hattie McDaniel was being photographed to see how they would look on camera. Wow. The making of one of the dresses. What a production. I mean, really, it's pretty amazing. They switched directors early on to Victor Fleming, and I think it's, you know, just a beautifully shot movie. And extremely well cast. Here's producer David Oselznick. Check that out. That's so great. Behind the scenes. That is on the set for the Paris bonnet scene. Now we come in and we see the Road to Terra, right there, and Butterfly McQueen. And then those are from the Atlanta premiere. Those are giant, huge. I would guess 4 feet in diameter, probably. Leslie Howard. There's Scarlett, Vivian Lee. Gable, and Olivia de Havilland. Now this is fantastic. This is a miniature of Terra with figures built and donated by a husband and wife. Isn't that fantastic? And you can probably hear in the background that they have the movie playing while you're here. There it says the O'Hara Plantation in Georgia from Gone with the Wind. And I'll bet if we make our way around, it says these are original props from the set of Gone with the Wind. Many porcelain pieces like these shown here were collected by the prop master for Gone with the Wind to decorate the interior for the film, but only those used in the actual filming were numbered and kept on file in case a scene needed to be reshot. The porcelain girl and boy vase, here are props 11, 22, 4. You can see the prop master's number on the bottom for Melanie and Ashley Wilkes' Atlanta home. But what I was going to say is, I figured if we walk to the other side, if they're like me, they would make the inside of the house. That's the way you usually do these. So here you can see Bonnie's room. Wow, this is a fantastic recreation. So I'm trying to work with the glare a little bit here to not ruin your experience. I guess I could have went floor by floor, but then as we move over, there's the last bedroom. There's Mammy. Wow, they did an absolutely killer job on this. That's absolutely incredible. Now this is dedicated to a man named Herb Bridges who collected a lot of memorabilia for Gone with the Wind, and said his hobby began innocently enough in 1962 when he bought a motion picture edition of Gone with the Wind for $1. Eventually he was recognized the owner of the world's largest collection of Gone with the Wind memorabilia. Here you can see some of the china. Whom it may concern, my sister, Medorfield Perkerson, was one of 4 very close friends of Margaret Mitchell Marsh, who was allowed to select personal items from Miss Mitchell's estate after her death. She selected a set of fine china, Queen Rose. This set of dishes I acquired after my sister's death. So that would have been the china of the author, Margaret Mitchell. Like a celebrity cookbook. And down at the very bottom, she just signed it. Let's zoom in so you can make a recipe if you want. Now as we move along over into here, it says, never heard of this, it says, it is your duty to boycott Gone with the Wind. This picture is loaded with social dynamite, stimulates ancient prejudices and radial hatreds in typical Hitler fashion. It glorifies the old slave-holding reactionary South, distorting the real significance of the American Civil War and doing a grave injustice to the Negro people. This movie slanders the Negro people. It presents them in an inferior light in order to justify the ghastly conditions of the Negroes, especially in the South. During the production of this movie, the original scenes were so utterly offensive that the Negro actors refused to go on with their roles. Boycott this movie as your protest against the reactionary and poisonous implications of Hollywood's putrid propaganda. Issued by the Socialist Workers' Party. So to be honest, that's kind of what's going on now. They're trying to cancel the movie. And this is one of the train benches donated. The railroad benches. Take a look at those great foreign posters. Again, sorry about the glare. I'm trying to work around it here. The Clark Gable one over there is fantastic, of course. And then check that out. Now this section is all dedicated to Butterfly McQueen. Like we saw on the outside, them mentioning the editions. There's a signed photo of her as she was older. And someone that knew her and met her told me that she was very thrifty in her old age. She had a lot of money, but she would like hide it under her bed. That was signed in 1989. And then here she is in front of the old Atlanta Gone with the Wind Museum. And there's another signed photo of Prissy and a drawing of Prissy over here. But then they also have this great call sheet from Gone with the Wind, one of her call sheets. There's a photo of her with Eartha Kitt. And here you can see a Prissy Gone with the Wind doll back there. And then this ornament is a handmade, hand-painted Christmas ornament of Prissy that someone gifted to her. And then a book about her. Now that's interesting. It says in 1938, McQueen was appearing in Broadway stage comedy What a Life, and she was spotted by Kay Brown, the East Coast story editor for David O. Selznick. Then in pre-production for Gone with the Wind, Brown urged McQueen to audition for the film. After Selznick saw her screen test, McQueen was cast in the role that would become her most identifiable, and in which she spoke one of the most memorable quotes in cinematic history, "I don't know nothing about birth and babies." While the role is well known to audiences, McQueen did not enjoy playing the part and felt it was demeaning to African Americans. After Gone with the Wind, McQueen appeared in an uncredited role in Mildred Pierce in 1945 and playing a supporting role in Duel in the Sun in 1946. By 1947, she had grown dissatisfied with the stereotypical role she was offered and basically ended her film career. And then this case over here is for Hattie McDaniel. Of course, Oscar winner. There's a picture of her doing CBS radio. And there she is being represented on a stamp for Black Heritage Month. There's a Mammy Gone with the Wind figure. She's great in the movie. She's a really great actress. And here, this program for Gone with the Wind is signed. And then here is a book on Hattie's life. Now here's Hattie accepting her Academy Award, and it says that when she received it, she said, "This is one of the happiest moments of my life. Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Science, fellow members of the motion picture industry and honored guests. This is one of the happiest moments of my life, and I want to thank each one of you who had a part in selecting for one of the awards for your kindness. It made me feel very, very humble, and I shall always hold it as a beacon for anything I may be able to do in the future. I sincerely hope I shall always be a credit to my race in the motion picture industry. My heart is too full to tell you how I feel, and may I say thank you and God bless you." There's a picture of her honorary headstone in Hollywood Forever Cemetery. She wasn't allowed to be buried there when she passed away because of discrimination, but they offered to move her there, and her family didn't want to disrupt her burial, so they took this honorary memorial in place of it. And then, of course, she was also awarded a star on the Walk of Fame, and they have one of her call sheets as well. And then this photo is Hattie McDaniel, the chairman of the Negro Division of the Hollywood Victory Committee, taking time off rehearsals to lead a caravan of entertainers and hostess to Minter Field for a vaudeville performance and dance for soldiers stationed there. Now this is kind of fascinating. I just walked past this. It's not about Gone with the Wind, but it's definitely worth showing because it shows the LYNYRD SKYNYRD album, and that they took this photo right here in Jonesboro, because if you look off to the corner right there, that's the depot we're in right now. They took this on Main Street. That's crazy. And then this is showing the depot in Smokey and the Bandit. So So now we're going to start going through this room and see some of the original costume pieces, including Scarlett's hat. That's so cool to see. And here's a picture of her wearing it. Here's a wall dedicated to the entire cast. And here we have a signed version of Gone with the Wind, the book, the novel, signed by Margaret Mitchell. And then right beside it is the final shooting script for Gone with the Wind. There's a handwritten letter from Margaret Mitchell. And then here's a shooting script. This is showing the foreign versions of the book coming out all over the world. So here's some memorabilia from the opening night. This big solid brass marquee was one of the ones that was outside the theater. It says it's 200 pounds. Then this is a hand-cut lobby card from the poster. And then here we have bricks from the theater that was demolished. They demolitioned it in 1978, and that was the theater that Gone with the Wind premiered at. And then the rail and the seats and the carpet are all from that Lowe's. This was not the original upholstery. They were reupholstered in the 60s, it said. Very great display though. Here's the Lowe's movie theater that all this memorabilia would have come out of, and the headlines from the premiere. And then photo of Clark Gable and Carol. That must have been some night. This is a very rare Gone with the Wind poster. You can see it's kind of deteriorating at the bottom. And then here's Bonnie's outfit, her blue dress and hat. And then the painted plate there with Rhett and Bonnie is signed by Cammie King, who played Bonnie. And her book is signed over there as well. And over here they have Clark Gable and his talks. And an Oscars tribute, and that whole banner back there is signed by people like Robert Osborne and Bonnie, Cammie King. You can see the Gable screen guide down there, him playing Rhett. And then there's a signed fan letter by Clark Gable. Now in here you can see a couple of the dresses. Doesn't say original, so I'm guessing these are recreations. Because I believe that the original green curtain dress was restored by like a university in Texas, and that they have it on display, I think. Yeah, I just read it, and it says this display shows the furnishings for nap time at 12 Oaks, so it's showing like the couch and the outfits that were worn on this section right here. And the cart over here with the water pitcher. And then this whole wall is pretty much all advertisements for the movie. when the movie was coming out. All the different publicity that it got, movie posters, you name it. In every language. You can see Western Europe. Which is kind of interesting to see because different things sell in different markets, so it's just kind of interesting to see how they would package Gone with the Wind. You know, stuff like that. Now this is great because this is the Belle Watling dress, and to look at it you would think that this is the one from the movie, but it's actually a recreation. It says that this was created by 6 members working together over 200 hours by the Road to Terror Costume Guild to create this, to put it on display. Belle Watling, the Madam with the Heart of Gold. That is, yeah, that is so well done. Here's the Road to Terror mural. That is really well done. Got depictions from all of the major scenes in the movie. The curtain dress. Burning. There's David O. Selznick up there. There's Margaret Mitchell on the other side. And here we have 2 recreations of 2 of Scarlett's dresses. I love that they have the doll in here with all of them. This one's over here, so you can kind of see what it looks like in person and then what it is in the movie. And of course this one, the one where she's on the stairs. Just when you think you've seen it all, you've seen more. And then over here we have the little breeches that Mammy's putting on Scarlett. These are the actual ones. That is pretty cool to see. Then they got a little figure of her down there. We've pretty much seen most all the museum, but I noticed this as I was getting ready to head towards the exit here. I didn't see when I came in. These are all photos signed by everyone in Gone with the Wind. Some of them personalized, but every single one of them is signed by the cast member. From Olivia de Havilland to Cammie King. Clark Gables is signed there. Olivia de Havilland. Even that soldier. That one's signed by Bear. Now this one has George Reeve. He didn't sign it, but that is him in this movie, man that would play Superman. All in all, this was a fantastic museum. I highly recommend it. It's definitely worth your time and the very nominal donation to view it. Now I did ask if they were in fact the ones that purchased or won the auction for the Facade of Terror, and they said that they did. And I said, do you have plans, you know, what you're going to do with it? And they said they don't know exactly. They have another room over here that we couldn't explore, but that room is actually dedicated to like Stranger Things and other movies that were filmed in this area. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to come here, is because I was told at one point that they were going to slowly change this from being so heavily Gone with the Wind. I don't know if that's true. Nobody here was able to tell me, but that they were going to incorporate like Smokey and the Bandit, Stranger Things, various things, and just make it more about the movies filmed in the area, not so much this one. But I'm so glad that I came and got to see what I saw today. It's a great collection. And on your way out, they have tons and tons of cool Gone with the Wind stuff that you can buy, including Jack in the Boxes. Check out some of this stuff. They had some really amazing postcards, so some of you Patreons will be getting Gone with the Wind postcards. As we finish the museum, it's kind of cool to come out here and see the tracks themselves right here with the sign right there letting you know that you're passing through Jonesboro on that train. So before we called it a day, I had to come out and match this up where they took this photo for the LYNYRD SKYNYRD record. Okay, I found it. Right, that brick wall is still there. Right there. You can see the brick wall over here. So they would have all been standing right there. The glass has been changed a little bit, and this tree wasn't there at the time, because if it was gone, you'd see the depot right there, like we see on the album cover. So there you go. I never knew it. And that scene from Smokey and the Bandit that they showed the picture of, this intersection right here, that's where they were showing it. They were showing the truck right there and the depot right there. Cool day. Well, my friends, I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. We're gonna call it a day from Jonesboro, Georgia. My first trip here. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Have a great night and come and visit the Road to Terror Museum. Have a great night and goodbye.